Hey everybody, it is Friday, October 20th. We are going to start the little thing we call the Not So Live feed. Did you scan him? Right here. You. Thank you for tuning in as you do when you have the time. I am, of course, Dan, at least on paper. Let's start, as we try to do, with something humorous. I don't care, I find that commercial funny. So let's start some news. It's showtime. Well, it depends what you believe, but it seems like the whole Beetlejuice 2 thing might actually happen. Now, we haven't heard much on terms of the Tim Burton or the pause for dramatic effect. Michael Keaton, had to remember his name, about their involvement yet, but it seems like a script is actually starting to come together. Would anybody want to see a Beetlejuice 2? I know there was the whole, spoof thing that it was going to be tropical thing, but you never know. Maybe we'll get a beat. We won't say the B word. Not a third time. In other movie news, you know how I like to talk about shark movies, you know. Big fan of them, this, that, and the other. Man About Town. We got a little, it's not the best shot in the world, because I kind of had to take the screenshot the best I could get it, and enlarge it, but we got a set shot from the upcoming Meg movie starring Jason Statham, if I can pronounce his name. Now, it's simply a giant water tank, there's a boat, and a big-ass green screen, so, we'll see. But the upcoming movie, adapted from a novel, is set right now to come out August of 2018, so I hope it's good. I hope it doesn't suck. I hope they're actually putting some effort into it like they did The Shallows, 47 Meters. These would be some good those were some good shark movies. In other movie and television news, we'll get to the imagery in a second, but we got another teaser for the upcoming Punisher movie, and this is the picture we're going to use because why not? That's me. That's John Bernthal. That was taken at Wizard World Chicago a couple years ago when it was announced he was going to play Punisher for Daredevil, but it hadn't been seen yet. It hadn't even been filmed. Regardless, though, we got a new teaser. They did delay it a little bit at New York Comic Con. It was supposed to have a debut, I believe, there, but due to the unfortunate events that happened in Las Vegas, they kind of thought it was in bad taste at the time to be showing off something so close to those tragic events about somebody shooting lots of guns. So, but now that we did get to see it, on that note, it looks good. It looks like we're gonna get a pretty good backstory for Frank Castle. It just looks over the top, and I can't wait for this to come out. And bonus note that I found out today, it is coming this November. I believe, I hope I'm right. I'll put it in an edit right here if I'm wrong, but I believe it's November 18th. And finally, in our movie news category, well, we have a little double feature because I forgot to talk about one thing. But first things first, the Han Solo movie has a name. Ron Howard gave us the name for the Solo movie. Guess what the name is? Guess how creative it is? Yeah, so the Solo movie, up there, named Solo, a Star Wars story to get the full name there, will be out next December, not this coming one. This is, we'll get to that story in a moment. This December is The Last Jedi. Next December, because Disney's going to be doing this every year until we're dead, is going to be Star Wars month, so. But since we're talking Star Wars, I wanted to talk about this last week, but I forgot. We got another debut trailer, teaser, number 2, whatever the hell, for the Star Wars The Last Jedi. We're putting Scar, Metal, whatever, Kylo up there because I like making fun of him anyways. I have a lot of friends that are already like, oh, I bought tickets, it looks dumb. I don't know. I'll see it. I'm gonna see it. Saw Rogue One. It was kind of stupid. Best part of Rogue One was the last 5 minutes. If you haven't seen it, boom. But it doesn't look like anything special. I don't care. I don't think I care enough about, like, just give me Jar Jar Binks. Can I have that? No? Okay, everybody hates that one. I don't care. I don't. I'll see it. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining. The one before that, the Rogue One, the one before that, whatever it was called, I don't really even care what its name is called right now because I'm not thinking straight. Yeah, this isn't review time, but that's gonna do it for movie news. We got some video game news coming up right now. There's only 2 things we're gonna talk about. Since we just talked about Star Wars and that trailer and the Han Solo movie and all that, well, let's get to a little double feature here about Star Wars and, more importantly, about a studio and EA and Disney and all their stupid decisions lately. What you see here is a concept shot, not a concept shot, it was an actual, like, working footage shot from an upcoming Star Wars game that was going to be single-player focused. That looked amazing for the very little bit we saw. What also was really cool about this is Visceral Games, the guys that have made Dead Space, and then they even made a Battlefield Hardline, were developing this. Well, guess what EA has done? EA has shut down Visceral Games. This game is now going to some other developer whose name I don't know or care at the moment. If I care, but if I don't. Yeah, and the other thing is it seems like it's going to be going away from the action-orientated concept that we were looking forward to. Now, Disney, in all their lovely wisdom with the whole Star Wars video game world, unless it's Battlefront, they don't seem to care. Well, hell, we never got 1313. That would have been amazing from everything we saw, but no. And looks like we'll never get this game either. We're gonna get a watered down crap version of this, hope probably, but you know. Yeah, so no Dead Space 4 on the horizon. That's a bummer. I love the Dead Space franchise. So that's gonna make what I'm looking at doing next month more of a tribute, I guess, to a fallen studio, but that's a different story for another day. And finally, in video game news, just one other thing to talk about. I know I've been talking about it on and off, but what do we have? We have End of Zoe. What is that? It is a trailer, a picture that we got from the trailer for the final Resident Evil 7 DLC. Now, I talked about it not too long ago that Not a Hero, it's been going through some things, this, that, and the other, but we are getting Not a Hero, which they've already confirmed, like, everything. If we ever suspected it was Chris Redfield, it's been confirmed. His name's Redfield. They refer to him as Chris in the trailer, in the gameplay trailer. It's Chris Redfield. Deal with it if you don't like it. But as awesome as that looks, I'm more intrigued with this. What we get is, in one of the final chapters of the DLC, we get to find out what happened to Zoe. Or Zoe. More importantly, what happened to her, you know, after you left. If you gave Mia the serum, she kind of wanders into the woods, like, gets that weird white, like, statue-esque thing that, you know, Marguerite got, and Papa Baker even got it. But now here's the big question. Who is that? In the trailer, we see that guy, which I know it's not the best shot, so watch the trailer for yourself. Definitely check it out. Who is he? He seems to know who she is. He kind of looks, and I'm just throwing a theory, he kind of looks like Jack Baker, but like a younger version. So what's going on? Now, I'll leave on this one final note so we can move on to the final stuff for the week. What was I gonna say? When you switch back on the boat to Ethan in the main story, you are sitting in the living room listening to Jack, and Zoe is kind of pacing back and forth. You don't see Marguerite. You obviously don't see the Lucas son. So maybe there's something going on. Maybe there's some weird connection. I don't know. Can't wait for it. Comes out this December. I believe December 12th. Hopefully I'm right. But yeah, Resident Evil DLC final chapter. Not a Hero's coming out too, which Chris Redfield chasing after Lucas. Hey, all these things and more if you get in Sports Car. It's going to do it for video game news, but guess what's coming up next? That's right, the Wrestling 3 count. And we got some interesting stories, so let's just get past this little intro here. So, this Sunday is WWE TLC here in Minneapolis at the Target Center. I'm going, Caroline's going, Mike is going, we're all going. This is going to be a TLC 3 count. So, without any further ado, remember when I mentioned Kane like a week or two ago, saying, hey, what's he been up to? Are we going to hear from Kane? Well, we are. We did. Kane made a surprise return on Raw in the cage match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, and is now the 5th member on the Miz's team. So that's the thing. However, sometime between this match and today being Friday, it has been reported we have 2 injuries, or illnesses, or something, but Roman Reigns is no longer going to be in the match. So, who's going to replace him? Well, that's where it's interesting. It's been reported, and I just don't know why, but Kurt Angle, the current general manager, is going to be teaming up with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to take on the 5-man team of Cesaro, Sheamus, The Miz, Kane, and Braun Strowman. Let that sink in for a little bit, because I don't know why, like, that doesn't make sense. Why him? But maybe on Sunday we'll see something that will explain it. I don't know, but that's kind of weird. So we won't be getting the Shield reunion, obviously. Instead, we'll be getting this. In other replacement news, guess who else isn't going to be there on Sunday anymore? Bray Wyatt. So we're not going to see Sister Abigail, who they've been hyping up forever, versus the Demon Finn Balor. What are we going to see instead? We're going to see the Demon Finn Balor, and we're going to go again with an ego picture here, me and him, versus AJ Styles. Who also, let's make a note, AJ Styles is on SmackDown. So we're going to see, which, then again, his storyline might be done on SmackDown, maybe he's being traded to Raw, who knows. But we're going to see Finn Balor and AJ Styles, essentially a match between former members of the Bullet Club. It's not going to be a bad match. It's just one of those. It sucks that they've been hyping up this with the whole Bray Wyatt, Abigail, whatever. But that's what we're getting. And finally, to round out the 3 count, somebody else we haven't seen from in a while might be making a return. Now, this is all speculation and rumor, but we might be seeing Samoa Joe have a dramatic return. So, speculation is he might be getting set to feud with Braun Strowman. Now, even though he's had his issues with Reigns and all them, him instead of Kurt Angle would make so much more sense if that is the plot, if he is going to return and if he's going to be going up against Strowman. There was speculation that, and not speculation, on the radio yesterday, I heard TLC advertised here, and they advertised Samoa Joe on the radio, so it's even less that he's going to be there. But they advertised him as #1 contender when Jinder Mahal is now challenging Brock Lesnar for a match. Not for titles or anything, but it's like, I don't know what's going on in the WWE anymore. It's just confusing. But hey, we got our tickets. We're going to go. We're going to have fun. That's the Wrestling 3 count. Let's wrap up the show here, shall we? Alright, we're going to wrap up this show's week with something we didn't do last week because we didn't have any. But the week before we did, we're going to wrap it up with a review. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. So we'll make this short. Get out of here, thank you. We're going to make this short, sweet, and simple. I'm already a couple hours into the game, so obviously this is a rough review. But I wanted to get this out here just since it is new. It just came out a couple days ago. This game, if you like South Park, if you like their humor, is awesome. It is really funny. filled with their style of humor, parodies. Hell, in some of the trailers, they've already showed it. Morgan Freeman owns a taco stand and shows you how to make burritos. So the game is following right after the Stick of Truth, and this time you take on a superhero role, so it's going to be a little bit different, kind of parodying superhero movies and all that, mixed with their political humor and everything else. The combat itself has definitely seen an overhaul. The first game was a turn-based strategy, pretty simplistic to the Final Fantasy era. This one is still turn-based, but it's turn-based on a grid now, so you actually have a little bit of movement, a little bit of strategic placement, plus some new attacks, and it even has supers, like ultra attacks, as well as summons, so adding a little bit more. Overall, the visual style compared to the first game, it really is the same. They've even reused, I'm guessing, a lot of the same models, like in terms of the scenery. It's the same map, just with some changes. But with all that said, the game is really fun. I am enjoying it. I'm already, as I said, a few hours in. Got friends that have been playing it for a while now. I recommend it. If you're not a fan of South Park, Caroline, it is it's not gonna be your cup of tea. But if you like South Park, if you like RPGs, definitely check it out. Yeah, I give it some thumbs up there. I don't have a scoring system. I don't know, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5. Not perfect, but it's not bad either. And if you're Andy, and if you watch this and your name is Andy, it's not made by Obsidian. However, I will cite this little fact. It came with a digital copy for the original South Park game, Stick of Truth, which was made by Obsidian. So you get it for free. What do you want? That's going to do it for this week. I appreciate you watching, as you do when you have the time. Hopefully you learned something. If not, well, there's always next week, or whenever. But until then, I'm of course Dan on paper, at least on paper, I think. Do all those things and more, and until the next video. Thanks for watching.
Almost ready to cover you in God's love.